What's going on? It's Hugo here. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how I'm able to generate $60,000 a month completely remotely from my laptop as a Chinese speaking guy from Hong Kong. I used to not be able to put two words of English together. I literally was a construction worker. I got paid 300 bucks a month because I just couldn't speak English, and English is a high demand skill in Hong Kong. If you know how to speak English, you usually get a higher paying job. That really kind of pushed me to learn copywriting and kind of be where I am today. I recently picked up an award for making 7 figures with an offer for my own agency for serving clients online for almost around 4 to 5 years now. And I was in Vegas, and next month I'll be going to Japan and Korea, going to China as well, back to see my family a little bit. But besides that, in today's video, I'll be showing you more importantly how you can do it yourself step by step for complete beginners. If you're starting from scratch and you want to start copywriting, then this is the video for you. So let's dive into how to really start copywriting in 2025 completely remotely. All right, so if you're watching this video right now, the first step, you probably don't have any clients. You're probably starting from zero. You probably only recently heard about copywriting. So the first thing you want to do is you want to do self-directed projects. All right, so what does this mean? Self-directed projects means that you are literally building your portfolio as you learn. Like, we're not reading books here. Like, you can choose to read books, and I can recommend you a few books like Advertising, Copywriter's Handbook. You can read those. But if I were to literally start from scratch and I had a gun to my head and I had to start like literally tomorrow, signing clients tomorrow, this is what I would do. I would spend like 30 minutes on self-directed projects, and I would learn, literally take brands that I want to work with or clients that I want to work with. So let's say you're in a roofing niche, or let's say you're in an e-commerce niche. Let's say you're helping plumbers, or let's say you're helping restaurants get more leads, or let's say you're helping coaches get more sales and students, right? There's a lot of different niches in copywriting. That's why it's so easy to get in, because there's so many niches that you can literally dive into. Probably not much competition in these niches as well. I know some guy making $100,000 a month being a copywriter in the League of Legends niche or in the Fortnite niche, because these coaches, they're charging their students like $5,000 a month to get better at League of Legends. And if you're their copywriter and you're able to get them more sales, then you're just making so much money. And he's making $20,000 a month right now with like just 2 clients. So the first step is self-directed projects, which means you want to choose your industry first. You want to pick your niche, and then you want to then start looking for people and businesses in that niche. So then you can start writing mock-ups for their business, pretending as if you were their copywriter already and you're writing their business emails, right? And their promotional emails. So you want to then write emails. So the keyword here is emails, right? You might be wondering, hey, Hugo, why are we doing emails? Well, emails are a service essentially that's super easy to provide and also generates a huge result. That's what I started with as well. And then you can then, transition into doing ads and the more complicated stuff. But as a first step, what I want you to do is literally just offer emails. And how do you write emails? You just write it on a Google Doc. It's completely free. And you just want to do that first. All right. So write emails pretending you are them, right? So you want to pretending you're them. And then number 2 is then you want to stack up a few emails from a few different industries and niches and put them in a portfolio. All right, so now after we've done this, we can then start finding clients, right? Stack up emails and in different niches, right? So that means you have a couple different emails ready to go for those businesses that you want to work with, right? So that's step 2. Step 3 is to put all those emails in a Google Drive folder. All right. So excuse my handwriting. All right, I'm literally trying to like blast through this so that you guys can literally get started in less than 30 minutes. So excuse me if I'm going too fast. You guys can always put this on half speed. Step 2 now is you're literally gonna start doing your outreach, right? So what do you want to do in terms of finding clients is you want to start finding where your clients are hanging out in, right? So are they hanging out on Instagram? Are they on LinkedIn? Right? They might be guys who use Facebook, or they might be on Snapchat or Pinterest even, or even TikTok, right? Or even Reddit forums. So you want to just find out where ideally are my clients or my prospects hanging out in. So this is the market research phase, right? Market research comes before you do your outreach, okay? Some guys get it twisted. They do their outreach first, then they do their market research. That's why so many people get it wrong and they don't make money with copywriting, is because they switch up the steps. But the first thing you want to do is you want to research the market so you know what's going on, right? So market research first, And then what you want to do is then, let's say you find out that all these clients or all these prospects are hanging out on Instagram, right? So let's say for me, most of my clients are on IG. So then you want to then search up on IG, let's say, for example, for instance, my niche, which is coaching and e-commerce. There's a lot of brands on Instagram, TikTok, and also a lot of coaches on Instagram too, because they have a personal following on there. So that's pretty much where my ideal audience hangs out. So then you want to then start scraping leads on Instagram and put them on an Excel sheet. All right, let's just find 10 a day for now. Okay, to start off. So you want to find 10 leads every single day and reach out to them and send 10 messages every single day to them. Send message, DM, message. And then the next step, which a lot of guys don't do, which separates them from the guys who are winning, is tracking your progress, right? You want to see every single week, hey, are there more people replying to me week by week by week, or are there less people replying to me week by week by week, right? This tells you something. This gives you data. If more people are replying to you, that means you're looking at the right spot and you're also sending the right message. But if the weeks go on and less people are replying to you and less people are opening your message, then that means you're either looking somewhere wrong or you didn't do your market research properly, right? Or you're not also sending the right message, which leads me to the next step, which is the DM message is what should you say and what should you include, right? A lot of guys ask me and come into copywriting, they're like, Hugo, what should I say when I'm sending my outreach message to these guys? Well, the first thing you should say is to include in the market research is to identify problems in prospects' business. Right? A lot of cases like this where there is a problem in the prospect's business and you come into the DM message and you don't bring up the problems. Like, you're supposed to bring up a problem because they see you as an authority figure. They see you literally like a doctor, right? And if you're coming out to copywriting and if you're afraid to charge, if you're afraid to have that authority, if you're afraid to lead these clients, then you're not going to make that much money. Like, you can come in as an employee, they tell you what to do and you just do it, sure. But that's not the reason why you're watching this video. The reason why you're watching this video is because you want to make at least 10K a month, at least get that 5K per month client. And if you're not going to have the confidence and you're not willing to train your confidence to charge high, right, to send these DM messages, to point out problems in someone else's business, these are traits that all successful people have. They're not afraid to ask and not afraid to tell you that, hey, you have a problem that needs fixed. So you want to go into their DMs, you want to tell them, hey, I found out that your email list, you're only sending one email a week to your email list. And ideally, from what we've seen work best, is that if you send one email every single day or one email every other day, and also have some automations on top of that to keep your email list engaged. That's one problem you can point out in their business. It's even better if you can point out multiple problems in their business. Let's say their ads are not working, or their ads hooks are not good, or let's say their Instagram content strategy isn't very good. Like, you can add those things in, but when you're first starting out, you just want to point out one problem in their business that's copy related. And ideally, a good client is someone who is performing very well in every other aspect of their business just besides email and copywriting. And that's why that's the best case, right? You want people to be struggling only with copy, and then you come in and then every other part of the business is optimized, so then you get great results too. Because a lot of the times, people come in, copywriters come in and they write great copy, but the client's business doesn't grow. And then they blame themselves and the client blames them. They're like, hey, you're shit. You're not generating me results. I'm going to fire you. But the problem isn't with your copy. The problem is with their sales, maybe their sales team. Their sales isn't closing well, right? Maybe their outreach script isn't good on their sales team side. Or maybe you're not getting a good enough booking rate on the client's business, right? So a lot of times, actually, it's not your fault. So that's why I say the best case scenario is looking for a client where there's every other aspect of their business is dialed just besides email and copywriting, all right? So that's step 2, right? You want to send them a message outlining, hey, you've got a problem, I'm here to fix it, and I have the solution and I have the tools for you, right? You literally come like a plumber with the tools ready to fix someone's toilet. You come in, you're like, hey, your toilet's done, it's leaking. I'm the solution for you, and I have the tools right now. Do you want it fixed? Boom, $100, $200 paid to the plumber there. Of course, it's higher for you because you're providing a marketing service and you're helping them make more money. So this is essentially the same principle. And this is the principle that I've used over and over and over again, all right? Now, step 3 is to, I wanted to add a bit more onto tracking your progress. You want to track whether or not they reply to you, and also how many times they reply to you as well. And then as you go on, as you find out, hey, more clients or more prospects are replying to this specific thing I say after the second message, then you can just make that a system after that, meaning that you can automate that, because you know that 8 out of 10 of these prospects replied to the second message that I sent, and the second message that I sent was, hey, you want to check this out? Then I'm just going to say, hey, you want to check this out to future clients. Judging based on data, I can extrapolate what's going to happen in the future. So a lot of these things is like engineering, right? You need to fix these things in order for the next thing to work, right? So I want you to think as an engineer as well as a marketer, right? You want to mix those two things together. All right, so the third thing that you want to do is you want to get good at sales calls. I've taken over 472 sales calls in the past year. That's like 100 calls a year. Not a lot of sales calls, right? But it's enough to have me informed on how to actually run them, right? So the sales call is actually super simple. What happens on a sales call, right? So let's say they reply to your message and they like your copy and they like the portfolio that you sent over as well. Then you can then say that, hey, are you free to hop on a call? So then we can discuss the business, and then you'll close them on the call for 3K a month, for 6K a month, for 10K a month, right? There is where you collect the bag, right? Not over DMs. Of course you can do that through DMs if they're super hot and they're super interested in you, they trust you a lot and they like you a lot. But most of the time that's not the case, right? They don't trust you yet. They just seen that you write good copy, so then they want to hop on a call with you to see what you're about, right? On the sales call, the first thing you want to do is provide value. What does that mean? What does that look like, right? Providing value means, hey, why don't you share your screen, prospect, and then let's go through emails and see right off the bat what are the few problems I can fix right now. This is usually I charge $200 an hour to do an audit like this, but since it's a sales call and discovery call, I want to get to know you better and your business better. It's just going to be completely free, right? Super simple, super straightforward. Provide value. I would audit their emails and their email performance. Okay? If I'm going too fast, again, guys, make sure you save this video and just maybe go on half speed because I want you guys to implement fast. All right? Cool. The first thing, you want to provide value, give an audit, and also look at their email performance. So you've just provided the email copy, right? The next step is to look at how well their emails are performing. What's the open rate? Right? Ask them what the open rate is. Most guys that I ask, most prospects and clients that I ask, they don't even know what it is. So if you want to share their screen, you want to hold their hand through that process. What is your click rate? Right? So basically open rate is out of how many people, out of the email that you sent to the entire list, how many people open. So let's say you sent the email, right, to 10,000 people and only 2,000 opened, right? So that's just a 20% open rate, right? So let's say click rate now. Click rates usually, I get around 0.15 to 2% usually, but you want to ask them what it looks like, right? 2% people click. So it depends on how good your copy is, because the better the copy, the higher the click rate as well. So while you are doing this, while you're providing value, while you're looking at their statistics and their data, you want to actively take notes on what are things that you can improve out of the gate. So if they tell you that their open rate is 20%, you know immediately that you can get it to, let's say, 35% just by having better subject lines, right? Of course, guys, if you want me to go more in depth about certain topics, make sure you drop a comment down below so then I'm able to know what you want me to cover in the next video, guys. These are all for you guys. And this is just basically showing you how I did it myself so then you can replicate my success, right? You can get it to 35% and you're making them more money. Right? The click rate, let's say the click rate is 0.2%. You can probably get it to 0.3% in the first few days just by having better copy, right? So not only are you providing value and framing the call as giving the client something really good and valuable in exchange for nothing. Number two is you're actually collecting data about their business so then you can better know what to focus on once you've actually closed them on that same call, right? So next, what you want to do is you want to then tell them, hey, these are the problems I see, right? These are the problems I see. Next is I can get you to this. This is basically future pacing, what you're gonna do for them and what results to expect, right? And before you do all of this, right, you don't just hop on a call and be like, hey, by the way, show me your screen, right? You wanna do, before this or prior to this, you wanna start off with, hey, you know, where you calling from, where you based, you know, nice to meet you, Jeff, right? And then you ask them, first of all, where their current business is, current business revenue, right? I expect you to know that their business industry already, so you don't have to ask that, but these are some questions that you can ask them on the call just to know their business a little better. You want desired revenue as well, right? Where do they want to be? Time frame. How long are they willing to wait to get to that point? Biggest obstacles, right? What is the biggest thing stopping them from getting to that point? If they didn't have this obstacle, they would be there already. So what is the biggest obstacle? Oh, our ads don't work, or our previous copywriter wasn't good, or we didn't have an email list, right? Many different things, right? So judging based on that, you then want to funnel them into the audit call so you can dive a little deeper into their business, so then you can show them more problems that they might not know, right? Or they might not be aware of. So these are a few questions you want to ask them prior to giving the audit. After the audit, you, sorry about that. So after the audit, I can get you these, then name your price, right? They say yes, you shoot them the payment link for 5K or let's say 3K, depending on your service, and then they pay on the call, right? If they say no, your next step would be to ask for a follow-up call. But before the follow-up call, you want to ask them, hey, why not? You want to handle the objections. All right, guys. If you guys want to know how to handle objections in sales, my sales manager, Adam, he's closed over $3 million worth of deals in a single year. He's available inside our free school community. So if you want to join, then make sure that you click on the link down below to join. And if you want me to personally help you out on your agency journey and starting a copywriting and marketing agency, then please also click on the link down below to book a call with my team, and we'll see if we're a good fit to help you out. So after the next step, which is handling the objections, you then want to send them the payment link, right? Send them payment link plus contract plus invoice. Make sure they sign the contract and make sure you get paid as well at the same time, right? And after that, you just need to rinse and repeat. And this is literally just like a 1 hour. You can literally do this in 1 hour. But I would recommend you spread this maybe between 1 to 2 weeks. Spend some time in the market research section, because if you don't do the market research section well, then everything else will crumble, right? You want to make sure that you do your market research well. If you want to learn more about market research, make sure you click on the link in the description down below. I have a free community with free classes down below. And make sure that you also book a call with our team if you feel that you need some personalized help and accountability to hit your first 5 to 10K month with copywriting. All right, so this is how you pretty much how you start from scratch with copywriting, and what to offer, what to say on the sales calls, and how to close them on the sales calls. So if you found this video valuable today, make sure you drop a like down below, comment down below, and also subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.